Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Virgo, we're going to look at how you've changed, my dear friends. We're going to look at who you were then, which could be hours, weeks, months, years ago, who you are now, what lesson in life you're still working on perfecting, and what lesson you have perfected. I'm doing, sorry, my voice is popping in and out, like my ears are popping. I had a big adjustment yesterday at the dentist on my teeth, and my ears keep popping. It's the craziest thing. And like all of a sudden my voice gets loud in my ear. So if I act weird, that's why. It's not you, it's me. Going to be using the Wild Unknown archetype, Oracle, and Tarot. Hopefully in that order, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Took me a while to get it going for Leo, but there seemed to be a reason for all of that. It actually came together. So are you ready to discover these questions, the answers to some of these questions, Virgo? So let's start shuffling this. We are going to start with the archetype, the Wild Unknown archetype. Virgo then and Virgo now. Lesson that Virgo is still working on mastering, and the lesson that Virgo has mastered. Okay, Virgo then, the king. This guy's been coming around a little bit. He's been coming around, he's been bopping around. Okay, so I think in the past you were a king. Were you benevolent? Were you malevolent? It's hard for me to say that. A word with the bar at the top of my mouth. You were a leader in some aspect here. You had some sort of leadership role. It could have been like in your family, could have been the oldest sibling, or you could be the oldest sibling. It could be at work, it could be in your community somehow. It could be just people come to you for answers or help. But there's definitely some kind of leader in the past. Now, oh, now you're the queen. That's crazy. What is that? That's so interesting. You went from being the king to being the queen. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know if it's in this deck or it's in something else, but the difference kind of between the king and the queen, particularly in terms of how like power is executed, is that the king kind of sits on a throne. So the king sits on a throne and the queen is his consort, and then you know, boop, 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 and then the queen will often go out into the village, into the community, and kind of exercise the things that her and the king have agreed upon. But the king usually kind of sits as this stoic leader in his throne. And then the queen goes out into the community and does these things, whatever these things are. It kind of feels like going from some aspect of sitting more on a throne, even maybe like sitting in the office, and then actually going out and doing things. It does feel, and I don't want to either like masculine or feminine, like there's either one could really be a great leader. It's just looking at the yin and the yang. There is going from a 12 to an 11. So it's almost like taking a step back somehow from a level of leadership that you had, but still you have a lot of influence, is what I would say. You have a lot of influence, but your influence now is more like in the village as opposed to on the throne. And it's very metaphorical, right? Like, I don't know what part of your life this is, but so okay, wait a second here. Okay, there's something else coming in with this. There's an interesting message that comes in with this queen card, and that is a true queen, someone who really knows their worth and their value. They will not take the hand of a prince, even if the throne to the king is empty. I know, isn't that interesting? Because that was then. And now we're here with the queen. This little thing is bugging me. It's like one of those little, you know, these rubbery ties that hold, sorry, shirt on the hanger. I don't want to cut it off because I think I might use them, but I don't think I have them in the right spot. Okay, anyways, that's really intriguing because I feel like there might be something here in terms of relationship that's coming in with that message for you. maybe in the past, you were like, you had to be your own king. So whether you're masculine or feminine, this is just even like a counterpart, or having someone to rely on. Like I say, consort, like somebody that you would, you know, discuss things with, throw ideas at, back and forth. So maybe you've had to be in the past your own king. And now the queen, because the queen in this deck, beyond like kind of how I said, you know, the position of authority, is that the queen in this deck is sitting on her own in a way. Like the king's throne is empty, but she doesn't take the hand of the prince. It's better to do it alone. So it's kind of weird, right? It's almost like perhaps you have been doing a lot of things on your own. You've had to be very independent. You've had to be your own consort. You've yeah, but so maybe now, I don't know, maybe you're taking resumes for this empty position. I don't know. Okay, so the lesson that you have not fully learned here, is careful with this one. This is going to be a really important one to dip into. Okay, is venom. This is being very cautious here, because you can get involved in things in life that are toxic and you find yourself kind of wrapped up in them. Oh, right. Be careful of that too with the queen. The snake is right wrapped around her finger, and kind of, could things be controlling you? Yeah. Okay. Let me just I'll look at that in a minute. Looking at them brings in like kind of like these downloads, but so you could be wrapped up in things that are sort of toxic, and then you can't really find your way out of them, or you're having difficulty, or you're coming up with reasons why you shouldn't remove yourself from that energy, whatever it is. But then the threat with this card is that you can become the toxin. So when you ingest enough of it, like if you are in some sort of a toxic environment, you yourself can end up being kind of toxic to other people outside of that environment. Like you end up spreading it, right? Because where we spend most of our energy engaged in or with, we kind of start to become that. It permeates us. So there is a bit of a warning here for you to be, because I would say this is a really important lesson if you haven't mastered it yet, is identifying perhaps beforehand toxicity in things, codependency, manipulation, deceit, gossip, you know, all of that kind of heavier, lower vibrational energy. So what have you mastered? The stone. Oh. This is really intriguing. This stone, because there's no other, yeah, complications here. This stone for me is coming in just as sort of like, elementally, like thinking of emotions and water, and the way water can be transformed from a vapor to a liquid to a solid, and like a frozen solid, the stone, the hardness. Okay, I feel like on some level here, there's protection. You are working with kind of protecting yourself a little bit, because you know you haven't mastered the venom, and you don't want to perhaps get into more venom, any more toxic situations. The stone also does talk about things in life that we'll run into, sort of, I don't want to say perchance, almost serendipitously, that trigger us, because the earth, the soil, the stones, the rocks, the quartz, the diamonds, the jewels, all of those elements are almost kind of like eternal, like they don't break down like biological things do, like our bodies and other living organisms. So we go in and out of lifetimes here, and things like these gems and stones, like they don't break down. You know, things like this that you might find, this could even be something that was much larger. I could have owned this in another lifetime, in another continent, as it carved as something different. Maybe it was a big stone. Maybe it got dropped and broken, and it's been split up and carved into these, and perchance I happen to end up with one again. And it kind of like, it grounds you. So it's like coming across things that suddenly could stop you in your tracks and ground you, and you know that there's something deeper there. That's really interesting because you've perfected that. Recognizing things, could be recognizing people, like, you know, you could meet someone and like, I feel like I know that person, but you have barely even spoken to them before, you know, like there's things like that that you can't explain. So you've mastered that, and perhaps you trust yourself in this. If there is an empty throne in your castle, and whatever that castle could represent, a form of friendship, a business partner, the right job position for you, the right career or business, the right partner or spouse, any way that that could show up. I think you're trying to trust I would imagine that you're vetting this, like your vetting process is utilizing something here. Although not all soulmates are good, or not all soulmates are necessarily bringing exactly what you're looking for. There is a cautionary tale here because you haven't mastered this. Is there one more thing that you need to vet in life to understand toxicity? The Temple. I feel like the best way through this for you is here. It's your intuition in a way, and it grounds you. Like trust in where you're taken. Trust in where you seem to be blocked, like you can't move forward, you're not moving forward, or an opening isn't presenting itself, or like to trust in these things. Because the minute you push against them, you may be moving yourself more towards the venom. Let's see. Okay, then, with the King energy, the Crow. Highly intuitive. Okay, well, I will say, in the past, you did utilize some element here of this mastery. Maybe you were mastering it in the past, and now you have mastered it. How you sat on your throne in the past, how you led yourself, guided yourself, and perhaps others. Using your intuition in a very unique way. Seeing through and beyond things that most people wouldn't. And coming up with answers and solutions through that were, yeah, perhaps, I get the feeling from that others may not have always known why you were going to do what you were going to do. But I am seeing like this would seem fairly successful. Like surprising people, perhaps, with success. So now, the Queen, the Moth. These are both air energy, and they're both like high in the court. In the royal court, right? Oh, there's a song trying to come in. It's a Supertramp song. Just give me that. A king without a castle, a queen without a throne, early morning lover. Is that right? I don't know where this came from. Is that how that song goes? Jesus. Must be moving on. I love that song. I love that, how my brain can work like a radio station and do that. A ship without an anchor. No. A sail. Isn't there like a king without a castle, a queen without a throne? Isn't that in that song? Now I'm really intrigued. Like I can hear, that's the first thing I thought I heard. That's like, it almost like it comes in a wave and then it fades out and I have to try to tune it in and grab it again. Must be moving on. Devil was my savior. I will go on shining, shining like brand new. Troubles will be through. It feels like a really inspirational song. Let's see. Okay, let's keep going. What's the moth here for? Breaking a bad habit. But it doesn't feel bad. Moving away from some sort of past habit. Habit. I'm getting like a habit, like a nun would wear. And then the hands above here, like a habit, like a calling. Moving away from a past calling. A king. No, a king without a castle. A queen without a throne. Let's keep going. It's weird. That song is really invading the reading. Okay. Not fully learned. The venom. Oh my God. Look at the frog. The frog is all about toxic venom and like cleansing yourself. That's insane. Super tramp it, honey. Super tramp. I think that's from Breakfast in America, isn't it? Yeah. You are still learning the lesson, my dears, of how much you can ingest of things that are not healthy around you before it becomes toxic, before you become the poison. Because that's what the frog does. It ingests poisonous, I don't know what poisonous, I guess poisonous insects? But it filters it through its body somehow and it ends up in the epidermal area, like the skin area, and all that toxicity sits there. Cleansing yourself. Oh, God. Devil was my savior, my troubles will be few. What have you... I can't get that song out of my head. I might have to pause the video. Owl. It's like just coming in stronger and stronger. And it's almost getting to the point where the words of the song are about to come out of my mouth. The owl, the clarity. This is this just knowing. You see beyond the eyes that you're living in this lifetime. And your soul sees through. I will go on shining. I'm going to have to pause this video and do that song. All right, I'm back. Goodbye, Mary. Goodbye, Jane. Will we ever meet again? My sorrow. Yeah. Goodbye, stranger. It's been nice. Hope you find your paradise. Black egg. Okay. Now, so that's what is the bottom. Deep hidden secrets. Deep hidden secrets. Now, okay, it is. I looked up the lyrics, so it totally does say, like a king without a castle, a queen without a throne, an animal on another. I must be moving on. Like a, so then the lyrics start to push their way in. A ship without an anchor, a slave without a chain. Okay, I want to say here, yo, that you are probably in the process, and I do see it, of leaving something toxic. But you're leaving something toxic, or you're still clearing the toxicity out of your system from something in the past. And I kind of get that, right? Like, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of strangers. Seems like an odd thing. I'm kind of getting like call center. Or maybe, yeah, like you were somewhere where a lot of strangers. Goodbye, stranger. It's been nice. Hope you find your paradise. There's something there about you walking, leaving something because there's goodbye, goodbye. But you're going from the king to the queen. Now, what's so intriguing here as well, now I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this and going like, you have two highly spiritual and highly intuitive energies sitting here. Who you were then, the crow, incredibly spiritual and psychic, as is the owl. And clarity in that, and seeing through the mundane and really seeing the truth. Now, but now you still sit in this air energy, but it's the moth. So there is the possibility, if you are not careful, you could get drawn into a little bit of fakeness. The moth can be drawn towards some fakery, the fake sun, nice shiny things. Like a shiny new thing. Yeah. Oh, you're like a shiny new thing. I think that's in that song. Feel like, see now, I'd have to go through the whole song to get to that part of the lyric, but I'm sure it is. You're the shiny new thing. You haven't learned the full lesson about toxicity and venom. So be careful. You want to go on shining like brand new. The devil is my savior. My troubles will be few. Is that right? Wow. I feel like there's so much for you in that song. Goodbye, stranger. It's been nice. You find your paradise. Oh, you know what else I hear when I say that? Goodbye, stranger. It's been nice. Because you're saying it's been nice. Like, it's almost like you've conversed with some of these people. I don't know. What is that song? Now you're only someone that I used to know. Now you're just someone that I used to know. That's an older song. Which, not really. I only say that because it's probably 15 years old. An old song to me is 40 years. Well, there we are. Just Supertramp. Goodbye, stranger. It's been nice. I have to play me some Supertramp after this. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, and look at the triangle. That's so crazy. Okay, I was just thinking, now that I think about it, the temple talks about like creating, there's something about creating like a temple space. Like if you're looking for something that you haven't found, if there's something that's kind of missing, remember that like the body is the temple of the soul here. But if there's something like that, it's to create like a little shrine. Is it a little shrine or temple made out of found objects? To help ground you and help you find your center. And that's so keen because of this stone card, like things that you find that are like almost connected to you from past lives, but you won't necessarily remember them, like stones. I think you're not supposed to spend any money on this shrine. It's found objects. Wow. And you've perfected this. You can find these things and bring them into your environment to help perhaps protect. Maybe this is a little heads up from spirit, like to protect yourself. You're like a shiny new thing. If things might come towards you, the toxic energy. It's really curious. Then the emperor, the hell? Like, okay, I don't know. If you were king of some small nation and now you've like abdicated the throne, I don't know. Very wise king. This is like a king that has Merlin at his side with the crow. All right then. So if you get the empress, I'll die. So now, oh my God, but that is so weird. You got the moon, but look at the picture on here. There's two trees. The king and the queen, the emperor, and the empress is also a tree. Funny. But okay, it is going through a period of unknown. You are just a shiny, brand new thing here. So maybe you've had like a bit of a glow up, or you've done some shadow work. You've moved away. Goodbye, stranger. Now you're just someone that I used to know. So like you've put things in the past And I honestly feel like you are navigating like just the complete unknown, and which is also like if this could trip you up because you you're a master with intuition. You're really being asked to use that masterfully here. Don't be distracted by pretty little things. Don't be distracted by shiny new toys. Use your intuition. I do feel like there's like a pirate's map, like, what do they call that? Monsters be here or something like that, right? These treacherous areas. There's like a little warning from spirit to say that you have not fully mastered the venom that exists in the world and cleansing yourself. You may not have even fully cleansed yourself from the toxicity that existed in the past and whatever aspect of your life that was. So just be careful. You're not on 100% of your game. The Hermit. There you are. You. But okay, guard and protect your energy. That is a very strong message for you, Virgo, and it is crystal clear. You do that, I don't know, until next time I do a reading for you. Just be careful. Protect. Dissipate toxicity, venom. You want to be shining like brand new. Okay, what you learned here. The word. When you can't find an answer, you know, that's when you got to use your intuition. That's when you have to reach for things that go beyond this lifetime. The stone again. Wow. You've also mastered overthinking. You're a genius at overthinking. Actually, yeah, both you and Geminis would be like that because you both are Mercury energies. You could overthink yourself in and out of a box all day long. So you're perfect at that. Oh God, that too. All the geometric shapes. That is actually something that I connect with, Virgo. The geometry, the simplicity, and the simplicity, duality, and eccentricity of it. Yeah, because it is something that I see you connecting with. Don't overthink things. You're good at that. You're good at that. Ah, the sun. It's coming. The sunshine is coming. The black egg, the dark mystery. I think that's also the throat chakra. Let me see. I think that black egg, is it right? No. No, that must be the crown. I'm just guessing because it's purple. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass right now. I'll admit it to you. Because, yeah, each one of these spirit cards represents a chakra. Speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures. The truth inside of it resides. No confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies. Not even white ones. I hate that term. That's not a nice term. Anyways, this living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When I just know a lot of white people because I can tell some pretty damn good lies. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in. Books draw us in. The concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? Oh, I love this. Oh, and are these perhaps even like pulling out the remainders of toxicity that exists within you from past experiences? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet assessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It's the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. Oh, it is. Oh, it is the fifth chakra. I was right the first time. The black egg and the fifth chakra. The subtle essence of this card resides at the base of the throat, at the Vishta chakra, The ancient sages saw this center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. Vishada translates as especially pure. The balance of this center is important for all of us, but is especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. All right, there is something, perhaps your words are meant to be heard quite clearly and authentically. And so you're still working on some venom here from the past. I really said, go and listen to and look up the lyrics to that Supertramp song. Goodbye, stranger. It's been nice. Hope you find your paradise. All right, I'm going to do the extended. It was interesting. I'm going to look at transforming energies, like stuff around you that's transforming. And then I'm going to look at you in the future. So there you go. Thank you so much, Virgo. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.